This is day 8 of the scripture card challenge, and this is the card I'm going to be memorizing today. It's a bit blurry, but I hope you can see what it looks like. And before I get into memorizing this card, I'm going to try to remember the card for yesterday, which was taken from Proverbs chapter 23 verse 18. And that card said, "There is surely a future hope for you, and your hope shall not be cut off." And I'm correct. And now I don't want to waste any more time. I'll jump into reading this card. And it says, "There is no divination against Jacob, no evil omens against Israel. It will now be said of Jacob and Israel, see what God has done." Numbers 23:23. I really love this card, especially for today. And I don't know who is hearing this right now, but there is no divination against you. There is no evil omen against you. There is no curse. There is no arrow that will hit you this day. Like, we are under the protection of God. And I like the ending which says, see what God has done. This is a card of deliverance. This is a card of victory over darkness. And I just want to read it once again. It says in Numbers 23:23, "There is no divination against Jacob, no evil omens against Israel. It will now be said of Jacob and of Israel, see what God has done." It will now be said of Jacob and of Israel, see what God has done. And as I am reading this, I am thinking about a very wonderful feature of God, which is a feature that He does stuff for His glory. Because when He delivers His people from divination and evil omens, from attacks of the enemy against their body and against their mind, then you will know that He did it because He is God, because He is good, because He is faithful. What I'm doing here is that I'm really trying to absorb the contents of this card, not just for myself, but I'm trying to help you break it down and understand it more. And for the last time, I'm going to read it again.
There is no divination against Jacob, no evil omens against Israel. It will now be said of Jacob and of Israel, see what God has done. Numbers 23:23.
So I'll try to memorize it now. Numbers 23:23. There is no divination against Jacob. There is no evil omens against Israel. It will now be said of Israel and Jacob, see what the Lord has done. I feel as if I got a few words wrong, but let's go through it to see if we're correct. There is no divination against Jacob, good. No evil omens. So it's not there is no evil omens. It's no evil omens. It will now be said of Jacob and Israel, see what the Lord has done. I think I have it now. I'm going to say 3 times and then we end this video.
Stop deceiving
Numbers
yourself, sis.
23:23. There is no divination against Jacob, no evil omens against Israel. It will now be said again, not against, about. It will now be said of, not about. Okay, let's try that again. Numbers 23:23. There is no divination against Israel, no evil omens against Jacob. It will now be said of Israel and Jacob, see what the Lord has done.
Why are you celebrating?
High five.
You got it wrong.
Self-life. So I said I'll say it 3 times. That was 1. The second time, there is no divination against Jacob. Yeah, okay. There is no divination against Jacob, no evil omens against Israel. It will now be said of Israel and Jacob, see what the Lord has done. It's actually Jacob and Israel. Jacob and Israel. Not Israel and Jacob. Okay, for the last time now. Numbers 23:23. There is no divination against Jacob, no evil omens against Israel. It will now be said of Israel and Jacob. I made the same mistake. Okay, for the last time. Of Jacob and Israel. Let's go. Numbers 23:23. There is no divination against Jacob, no evil omen against Israel. It will now be said of Israel. I still made the same mistake. Jacob first, Israel. Jacob, Israel. No divination, Jacob. No evil omens, Israel. It will now be said of Jacob and Israel. I don't know why this is so difficult. Okay, for the last time now. For the last time. Numbers chapter 23 verse 23 says, there is no divination against Jacob, no evil omen against Israel. It will now be said of Jacob and Israel, see what the Lord has done. Finally, see what the Lord has done. So on that note, I'm going to end this video for today. This has been the 8th card. If you're interested in these cards, they are available. If you want to memorize them for yourself, they are available. If you want to give them out to people, they are also available. This is a very good memorization resource. Is a good evangelism resource. Like, you can give it to someone and then you can talk about the verse and you can tell them a little more about God and about Jesus. So I'll encourage you to please contact me for these cards, and the Lord will bless you. Goodbye.